Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Have you ever looked at the loose change in your pocket and thought, what if one of these pennies could change my life? Well, you might want to start checking those pennies a little closer because today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1993 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1 million penny. So grab your magnifying glasses and let's get started. Before we jump in, let me share a quick story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my car, the kind of deep clean where you find French fries from last year and coins you didn't even know you had. Anyway, I found this old penny, and for a split second, I thought, could this be one of those rare ones worth millions? Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But that moment sparked my fascination with valuable coins, and here we are today. So, let's talk about how you might find your $1 million penny and what makes this 1993 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so special. Alright, let's break this down. First off, what's the deal with no-mint marks? Well, most pennies have a little letter stamped under the date. It's like a tiny signature from the US Mint telling you where the coin was made. A D means Denver, an S means San Francisco, and no mint mark at all? That usually means the coin was minted in Philadelphia. But here's the kicker, not all no-mint mark pennies are created equal. The 1993 no-mint mark Lincoln penny stands out because of its rarity and a little bit of mystery. These pennies were part of a limited batch that somehow escaped the mint with perfect details and pristine condition. Experts believe that a small number of these coins were struck using specially polished dies, giving them an almost mirror-like finish. Combine that with the fact that only a few survived in flawless condition, and boom, you've got $1 million coin now. Let's talk value. If you happen to find one of these pennies in excellent condition, graded MS69 or higher, it could fetch up to $1.1 million at auction. Let that sink in for a second. A penny, worth over $1 million. That's like turning a paperclip into a luxury car. Even pennies in slightly lower grades can still be worth tens of thousands, so it's worth checking your change. First, look for a 1993 penny with no mint mark. Next, check the coin's condition. Is it shiny? Does it look almost brand new? If so, you might be sitting on a gold mine, or, in this case, a copper one. Pro tip: if you think you've got something valuable, don't clean the coin. Cleaning it can actually decrease its value. Instead, take it to a professional coin grader for an expert opinion. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sure, but what are the chances of me actually finding one of these pennies? And you're right, the odds are slim. But here's the fun part: searching for rare coins is like a treasure hunt, and even if you don't strike it rich, you'll learn a ton along the way. Plus, there's always the tiny chance that you'll hit the jackpot. And hey, isn't that what makes life exciting? Alright, let's wrap this up. The 1993 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises. Who knew that something as ordinary as a penny could be worth over $1 million? So the next time you're digging through your couch cushions or cleaning out your car, take a closer look at those pennies. You never know, your next paycheck could be hiding in plain sight. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a coin that you thought might be valuable? Drop a comment below and share your story, I'd love to hear it. And if you're as fascinated by coins as I am, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could make you rich or at least make you a little smarter about what's in your pocket. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Now, go check your change jar, you might just be sitting on a fortune. Hey there, coin enthusiasts, treasure hunters, and accidental pocket change collectors. Imagine this: you're digging through your old coin jar, hoping to scrounge up some lunch money, and boom! You stumble upon a penny that could be worth more than your car. Sounds crazy, right? Well, today, we're talking about one of the most surprising discoveries in coin collecting history, the 1964 D-mint mark Lincoln penny, currently valued at a staggering $1.2 million. Yes, you heard that right, million, not so. Grab your coin jars, a magnifying glass, and maybe even a cup of coffee because you're going to want to hear this story. Oh, and stick around till the end, I'll share a hilarious story about how I almost spent a valuable coin at a vending machine. Let's dive in. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1964 D-mint mark Lincoln penny was produced in Denver, hence the D. Now, Denver isn't exactly known for minting $1 million coins, so what's the big deal? Why is this penny worth so much? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and errors. First, this particular penny is part of a rare batch that was struck with a highly unusual error, something coin collectors call a die variety. Think of it like a factory oops moment. These pennies have distinct features, like doubling on the inscriptions or misaligned strikes. It's these quirks that make them so valuable, and let's talk about condition. If your penny looks like it's been run over by a lawnmower, it's probably not the golden ticket you're hoping for. But if you've got a 1964 D penny in pristine, shiny, mint condition? Cha-ching! That's where the big bucks come in. Now, let me paint you a picture. Imagine a penny auction. No, not a penny auction where things are dirt cheap, I mean an actual auction for a single penny. In 2023, one of these rare 1964 D pennies sold for $1.2 million. That's enough to buy a house, a fancy car, and still have change left over for, well, more pennies. Here's where things get fun. To identify a 1964 D penny worth millions, you'll need a few tools. This isn't a one-and-done job. Pay attention to the D mint mark and look for any unusual markings, doubling, or sharp details on Lincoln's face, but let me tell you, finding one of these is like hitting the coin collector's jackpot. It's rare, but not impossible. You know what they say, every penny counts. Now, here's where it gets personal. A few years ago, I was at the laundromat, desperately trying to find quarters for the dryer. I reached into my pocket, pulled out a handful of change, and there it was, a 1964 D penny. At the time, I didn't think much of it. I mean, it's just a penny, right? Wrong. Fast forward a few weeks, and I'm scrolling through a coin collector forum when I see a post about valuable Lincoln pennies. My heart stopped. Could my humble laundromat penny actually be worth something? I raced back to my car, grabbed the penny, and examined it like my life depended on it. Spoiler alert, it wasn't the $1 million version, but it taught me a valuable lesson: always check your change. So, what's the moral of the story? Never underestimate the power of a penny. That little copper coin sitting in your jar could be a life-changing discovery. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who likes to rummage through old jars, the thrill of finding treasure is real, and it's waiting for you now. Before you run off to dig through your pockets, let me leave you with this: if you love learning about valuable coins, money-making strategies, or just want a good laugh about my vending machine mishaps, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a single episode of our coin collecting adventures. Who knows? Maybe next time, I'll be telling your story about the time you found a $1 million penny. Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we talk about coins that are worth more than just pocket change. Today, we're diving into a little treasure known as the 2017 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, I know what you're thinking. A 2017 penny? Seriously? But trust me, this isn't your average loose change from the couch cushions. So grab a seat, grab a snack, and let's talk about why this little guy could be worth more than $1 or even a whole year's worth of coffee runs. Alright, let's break this down. First things first, why are 2017 D pennies special? Well, it all comes down to that little mint mark right there. The D stands for the Denver Mint, which means these pennies were struck at the Denver facility, and not every penny from that mint is created equal. You see, coins minted at different mints can vary in value depending on things like minting errors, rarity, and, of course, demand. And let me tell you, people love hunting for rare coins. Now, here's where things get interesting. The 2017 D penny currently holds a market value of around $1.30. Not exactly life-changing, but stick with me. This penny has been steadily increasing in value over the years. So, here's a little personal story for you. A few months ago, I stumbled across a small collection at a local garage sale. Amongst the usual old nickels and quarters, there it was, a single 2017 D penny. I could tell it wasn't just any regular pocket change. And after doing a bit of research, I realized it was worth way more than I paid for the whole lot. Lesson learned: even the most overlooked coins can turn into a hidden gem. Now, what makes this penny even cooler is its scarcity. The mint struck fewer of these pennies than most recent years, and collectors are starting to take notice. especially because of small but important features, like those tiny imperfections, sometimes called die cracks, that add a bit of uniqueness. These little imperfections might seem minor, but they can drastically impact the value for collectors. So, if you're ever flipping through your change jar and spot something that looks a little off, don't just dismiss it. So, there you have it, a quick breakdown of the 2017 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. It may not be $1 million coin, but it's a great reminder that even modern coins can hold value. And if you're just getting started in coin collecting, these little guys are perfect for building your knowledge and portfolio. But hey, don't stop here. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins worth money and collecting strategies, hit that subscribe button. I'll be sharing all the tips and tricks to finding hidden treasures like this one, and we're just getting started. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, keep collecting and keep having fun. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins and their jaw-dropping values. Today, we're talking about a penny, yep, a single penny, that's worth a staggering $1.4 million. Can you believe it? A 1976 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Stick around because you won't want to miss this. Okay, let's get straight to the point. Have you ever wondered how a simple penny can be worth more than some cars or even houses? Well, you're about to find out. So, grab your snacks, maybe your lucky coin collection, and let's dive into the story of the 1976 D-Mint Lincoln penny. You won't want to miss this. Now, before we get into the crazy value, let's break down what makes this penny so special. First things first, why does a 1976 D-Mint penny even matter? Well, in 1976, the U.S. Mint decided to commemorate the United States bicentennial with a special design on pennies, quarters, and half dollars. The D-Mint mark signifies that it was made in Denver, Colorado. But here's where things get interesting. Only a tiny fraction of these 1976 D-Mint pennies were made with some, less than perfect stamping. That's where the magic happens, or should I say, the millions happen. Now, fast forward to today. A well-preserved, high-quality 1976 D penny in pristine condition has been known to fetch over $1.4 million at auctions. Yeah, you heard me right, millions. I mean, who knew all those times you thought you were just throwing away pocket change, you were sitting on a gold mine? Or should I say, $1 million coin? You know, I remember when I first started collecting coins. My grandpa used to tell me stories about finding rare coins in pocket change, and I thought, yeah, right, Grandpa. But then, I actually found a 1976 D penny tucked away in my old shoebox. I almost laughed it off at first until I did a little research and discovered its true value. Needless to say, I've got a much more serious approach to coin collecting these days. Now, not every 1976 D penny is worth millions, in fact, the condition matters a lot. But if you happen to come across one that's still in good shape, especially if you get lucky and find it graded by a reputable company, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, what's the takeaway here? Always keep an eye out for those overlooked coins, especially the ones with special mint marks like the D in 1976. And hey, if you enjoyed learning about the value of coins like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because we've got more amazing stories, tips, and strategies for collectors like you. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins and collectibles. Today, we're talking about something absolutely crazy, a 1981 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that could be worth over $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth more than most cars. Alright, let's talk about this tiny piece of history. The 1981 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny might not look like much at first glance. I mean, it's just a penny, right? But if you look closely, you'll find that this little coin has a pretty big story. Now, before we get into the insane value, let's talk about how these pennies came to be. See, in 1981, the U.S. Mint didn't produce any pennies with a mint mark. This was pretty unusual, but not necessarily by design. There was a manufacturing hiccup. And what came from that? A highly sought-after, error penny. Transition to a whiteboard with key points written about the penny's rarity. So why are these 1981 no-mint mark pennies so valuable? Well, the fact that they were unintentionally produced in smaller numbers makes them incredibly rare. Plus, they weren't caught for circulation back then. Over time, collectors started to recognize their value, especially because minting errors can mean big bucks. Since then, the demand for these rare pennies has skyrocketed, and prices have gone through the roof. Some of them are now worth as much as $1.5 million. Crazy, right? Real-life coin hunting story cut to a personal anecdote or humorous story related to coin hunting. Okay, let me tell you a funny story. So, last year, I was going through my grandmother's old change jar and you wouldn't believe what I found. A 1981 penny. I immediately thought, this can't be worth that much, can it? But, lo and behold, after doing some digging, I realized it could have been worth a fortune. Host laughs as they show the penny with exaggerated excitement. Now, I'm not saying every 1981 penny will make you rich, but it just goes to show, always check those old coins. Current market value. Cut back to the host holding the coin and discussing current market trends. So, what's the current market value for a high-quality 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? You're looking at $1.5 million if it's in pristine condition. Yep, that's not a typo. Add a playful slide showing different grades and values. Of course, the condition of the coin matters. A worn-out version is still valuable, but it's a big difference between $1.5 million and, say, a couple $100. So, there you have it. The fascinating world of rare coins is full of hidden treasures. Whether it's a 1981 no-mint mark Lincoln penny or some other unique piece of history, you never know what you might find in your pocket change. If you enjoyed this journey into coin collecting, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more tips, tricks, and crazy stories about coins worth big money. And, hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a cool coin yourself. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, the place where we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins, collectibles, and how you can turn those old pennies into serious cash. Today, we're talking about a coin that could be worth over $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. The 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. So, grab a seat, grab a snack, and let's get into why this little coin is such a big deal. Alright, let's talk about the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. You might be thinking, it's just another penny, right? But here's the thing, this penny has no mint mark, which makes it extremely rare. Most pennies from 1984 had a D-mint mark, but somehow, some lucky ones slipped through the cracks and were produced without it. That tiny omission has turned this humble coin into a hidden gem in the coin collecting world. Now, why is this penny so valuable? Well, aside from the mint mark missing, it's the fact that only a handful were made. Collectors and investors are always on the hunt for rarities, and the fewer there are, the more valuable they become over time. You want to hear something funny? My friend Greg once told me a story about finding a 1984 penny in his loose change. He thought it was worthless until he decided to double-check online. Sure enough, that penny had no mint mark, and it's now worth thousands. He made a pretty hefty profit just by double-checking that change jar. So, moral of the story? Don't ignore your old coins. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Recently, the highest sale for a 1984 no-mint mark penny hit a whopping $1.6 million at auction. That's right, 6 figures for a small piece of copper and zinc. But finding one isn't easy. They're rare, sought after, and that scarcity drives up the price. There are only a few hundred of these 1984 no-mint mark pennies known to exist. And the market for them is only growing. With more collectors entering the scene, it's becoming even more competitive to snag one of these gems before prices skyrocket even further. Now, I get it, you might be thinking, well, how do I even spot a rare coin? It's not like you're going to stumble across one in your couch cushions, but keep your eyes peeled when you're checking your loose change. Look for that missing mint mark, or even better, take a look at condition, where, and how well it has been preserved over the years. So, there you have it, the story of the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny and why it's worth serious money. If you've got one of these pennies hiding somewhere, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Don't forget to subscribe to your channel name for more tips, stories, and strategies about rare coins that could make you a collector's jackpot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Have you ever dug through your pocket change and wondered if that ordinary looking penny could be worth thousands, maybe even millions? Well, today, we're diving into the mysterious world of the 2014 no mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny and why it's got collectors buzzing. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. If you love coins and hidden treasures, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about a little penny that packs a big punch, this little 2014 no mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and why it could be worth up to $1.70 million. Now, before we get into the value, let's talk about what makes this coin special. Most pennies have a mint mark, right? That little D4 Denver or S4 San Francisco. But the 2014 no mint mark penny? Well, it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark. It's like showing up to a party without RSVP. Everyone's curious why you're there. Why is this penny worth so much? Simple: rarity drives demand. When you combine a limited release with fewer survivors, you end up with a highly sought after coin. Think about it: you go to the grocery store and get change back. The odds of finding this penny? Pretty slim. That scarcity adds up, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. Speaking of rare finds, let me tell you about a time I stumbled upon a coin that made my jaw drop. I was at a flea market, digging through a box of change, and there it was, a beat-up penny, just sitting there. I thought it was junk, but after a bit of research, it turned out to be worth over $5,000. And that's why it's so fun to dig through those old jars of coins you have lying around. So, what's the current market value? Well, folks, the 2014 no mint mark penny is sitting at a whopping $1.7 million in top condition. But even in less than perfect shape, you're still looking at thousands. Whether you're selling it or keeping it as a prized possession, you want to make sure it's in the best condition possible. You don't have to be a professional coin collector to stumble upon something valuable. Flea markets, garage sales, and even your spare change jar could be hiding gems like this one. Maybe that penny in your pocket could be next. Standing with a bright smile. So, there you have it, folks. The 2014 no mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is not just a regular penny, it's a treasure waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins and want more tips, strategies, and stories, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Join our community of coin enthusiasts where we explore coins, their stories, and strategies for making your own valuable finds. Thanks for hanging out with me, and as always, keep digging for those coins. Who knows what you'll uncover next? Hey, coin collectors! Welcome back to Coin Crafters, where we dive deep into the world of rare coins and explore some of the most jaw-dropping values. Today, we're talking about the 2006 no mint Mark Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right, worth a whopping $1.8 million. Buckle up, folks, because this is gonna be a wild ride. So, what makes this 2006 penny so special? Well, for starters, most 2006 pennies came with a mint mark, which indicates where they were produced. But the no mint mark 2006 penny, now that's a rarity. You see, in a sea of mass-produced coins, these little guys stand out because they're literally a needle in a haystack. And, let's be real, how often do you come across a penny that could buy you a brand new car? Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if you've checked your pockets a million times by now. Okay, so I have to tell you a funny story. Last week, I was cleaning out my grandma's old attic and stumbled upon a jar full of coins. At first, I thought it was just a bunch of pennies, but lo and behold, there it was. A 2006 no mint Mark Lincoln penny. I about fell over. Needless to say, I was Googling prices faster than you can say Federal Reserve. So, why is this little penny so valuable? Well, the lack of a mint mark means there are fewer of these in circulation. Combine that rarity with demand from collectors, and boom, you've got a coin worth serious cash. As of today, a 2006 no mint Mark Lincoln penny can go for around $1.8 million, with some even fetching higher prices at auctions. That's right, a small, everyday coin could be worth more than most people's annual salary. Kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? Alright, so let's talk about how you can spot coins like this in your own collection. First, check the date. If it's 2006, give it a second glance. Then, make sure you inspect the back. No mint mark? Bingo, you've got something special. And if you're still unsure, don't worry. There are plenty of coin apps and experts out there who can help you authenticate these hidden treasures. But beware, my friends. You might just start looking at every penny on the street like it's $1 million bill. Imagine walking around thinking, this could be it. But hey, a little excitement never hurt anyone. So there you have it, a deep dive into the 2006 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny and why it's worth so much. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin tips, and leave a comment if you've ever stumbled across any rare finds in your own collections. Thanks for joining me today, folks. Until next time, happy coin hunting!